So how are we going to follow up champagne? What's something interesting that, like, people eat? It should be easier to think of something.
We both eat food.
It's pretty good.
Not sure yogurt's visually interesting. Yogurt is just milk that's been curdled by bacteria excrement. It's great.
Supposedly Genghis Khan fed it to his troops to make them brave.
Yogurt was really unpopular in the United States. Like, they brought scientists from Europe to figure out how to get Americans to eat it. I wonder if Go-Gurt's interesting.
Go-Gurt.
John Harvey Kellogg recommended yogurt to eat for its health benefits, or if you were looking for rapid results, to use as an enema.
John Harvey Kellogg, the genital mutilator.
He also invented cornflakes. Greek yogurt has gotten so popular over the past few years. It went from a $60 million industry in 2005 to a $1.5 billion industry in 2011.
I guess it's a healthy snack. It's got a lot of protein, not a lot of fat, not a lot of sugar. I know, I eat it every day.
Me too.
Whoa. Are we in the right place?
I've got a few important relationships. Very near the top of my list is my relationship with my dairy farmer, where there's a terroir and wines that are coming from a specific area. We've really come to know that seasonally we need to adjust how we make the yogurt just to have a consistent product throughout the year. We are getting this milk 3 or 4 hours out of the cow into the farm, so it's immaculately fresh. Most of the country gets their milk through co-ops where you may have 20, 30, 40 different dairy farms commingling their milk, so the individual character of the milk really gets lost in that transition. If we start with 6,000 gallons of milk to make yogurt, we actually end up with about 2,000 gallons of finished Greek yogurt. In this initial process, we're looking to transfer the milk from the 6,000 gallon tanker to a storage silo, and we run refrigerant between the stainless wall of the silo, and then there's an outer jacket which keeps the milk cold. It legally has to be below 39 degrees before they can pump it into the tanker. And the very first thing we'll do is what's called separating the milk, where we essentially take the whole raw milk and run it through a centrifugal separator, which spins the milk around at very high speed, pushes it up through a series of stacked cones, and cream comes out one side and skim milk comes out the other.
Once the milk is separated, it is pumped into a pasteurizer and, well, pasteurized. And chart recorders throughout the facility document that the milk has been legally pasteurized.
We have a blend of 5 different cultures that are blended for us by a dairy house up in Madison, Wisconsin. Those cultures love to procreate at 106 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll chill that milk down to about 110, pump it into one of the culture tanks, and we will scale out the yogurt cultures, add it to the culture tank, blend it in for about 20 minutes, and then you wait.
If a culture time is about 5 hours, it wouldn't be until the last 20 minutes that the pH meter would really start moving, registering more and more acidic as the milk goes from a liquid to a solid curd, finally looking something like a block of tofu surrounded by greenish liquid whey.
There are agitators in the machine, and the agitator's turned on, and it literally breaks up this giant curd of yogurt and gives an even blend of the curd and whey. We pump the yogurt into one tube. It spins at a very high speed. From one pipe we'll get Greek yogurt. Out of another pipe is coming a cloudy greenish yellow liquid, which is the whey. We have a specific pH where we want to stop the culture action. Very critical that we get it chilled quickly. We've got what's called a tube-and-tube heat exchanger. It's 180 feet of pipe that as soon as it comes out of the separator, it gets pumped through this tube, and it goes through a small 1-inch pipe that is surrounded by a 2-inch pipe that has propylene glycol, form of refrigerant that will get as low as about 25 degrees and still flow and not freeze. In about 2.5 to 3 minutes, we drop the temperature from 100 degrees to about 45 degrees. And at that point, we're packing off fat-free plain Greek yogurt. That stuff's ready for pack-off. If it's 2% or whole milk, we will pump it into a mixer. The production manager has a chart that reads, if you want to make 100 cases of whole milk plain yogurt, you pump in 150 kilos of fat-free plain and add 40 kilos of 40% heavy cream. The machine that we have now will do 20 cups a minute. On the first station, it'll drop a cup into the turntable. And if it's a fruit yogurt, where we have a separate fruit filling, next station it'll pump the fruit. It'll go to station 3 and it'll pump the yogurt on top of the fruit. The little arm will place a foil seal on top of the cup. It'll go to station 5 and a heat seal will come down and a little bit of adhesive around the rim of the foil seal. And on the last station, a platform comes up and lifts the cup out of the turntable and a flipper knocks it onto a conveyor belt where the label is put on.
Greek yogurt has gone from a non-entity 5 years ago to 40 to 50% of the total yogurt market as of 2016. Supermarkets built 4 or 5 years ago had only 4 or 5 feet of yogurt in the dairy section. Markets built today are putting in 40 feet.
It's become a pretty integral part of my life. Yeah, I eat a lot of yogurt.
I think it would make a good episode. It seemed visually interesting enough.
Yeah, definitely. And we could talk about all of the weird gendered marketing that's gone on with yogurt over the years.
Oh, yeah.
All of the, like,
Yeah,
and then,
it's not good.
no, it's bad.
I've been looking forward to this raspberry cheesecake all day, but I obviously can't just eat it without obsessing over my caloric intake because I'm a woman. If I spend an extra half hour at the gym, that's 150 calories. If I eat raw kale for dinner tonight and steamed celery for lunch tomorrow, that's 33 calories plus 27 calories.
I've been looking forward to this raspberry cheesecake yogurt all day.
Is that how you stay so skinny and therefore better than me in practically every way?
I didn't think you noticed.
Maybe I should be eating yogurt too, not this terrible dessert that will make me fat because avoiding dessert is the only way to avoid being fat.
It's good to have goals. This dessert-flavored yogurt not only satisfies my cravings and makes me quantifiably more attractive, it also helps keep me regular. A lot of women are too stressed to poop, but not me. And it's all thanks to the special live active cultures in this yogurt. They're basically bacteria wizards. I love you more than sex, bacteria wizards. Yeah, that's not really true.
No. I mean, the probiotics in yogurt do have positive health benefits if you've done something to upset the balance of bacteria in your gut, like if you're on antibiotics or something like that.
And there is that interesting research coming out about the connection between your brain and your gut, specifically the bacteria in there.
Oh, right.
And how it can impact your mood, your behavior, your emotions.
Yeah, everything gets wrapped up in there.
That's something we could talk about.
I wonder how hard it is to make at home.
It seems like it'd be really difficult.
Like, super difficult.
Wait, that was it?
I thought that there were going to be more steps. You really just stir it.
Yeah.
Do you want to go get lunch?
Yeah. That actually was super easy.
Yeah.
And we could have made our own frozen yogurt from our own homemade yogurt. But we wouldn't have had all the toppings though.
It's pretty much all there is to yogurt, I guess.
Yeah. Did we just make an episode on yogurt? What if we did frozen yogurt?
Ooh. And we could do all the toppings.
Yeah, the machines would be very interesting.
Oh, I bet they'd let us back there right now. They were super nice.
Nah, they were weirded out by all the toppings.
Oh,
Maybe you could go back in there and just tell them I'm sorry.
you made completely rational decisions.
Oh, I don't know what that was. Oh. Every bite is an adventure.